Content out there about parenthood is produced by women for women. So we think it is important that we be the change we want to see.
Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jamaican Dads with a Z.
And definitely join us here on Nationwide 90 FM every Thursday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Sundays at 6 p.m. for the Jamaican Dads podcast. It's a revolution in media.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
a minute after 9.
And credible. It's Nationwide News Now at 9.
Good morning, I'm Andrew Cannon. Coming up in the news at 9 for this morning, Saturday, November 9, 2024, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has lamented the lengthy procurement process which prevented the repair of the Troy Bridge. Frantic efforts made to access McNeil Land in Westmoreland, which has been cut off by flood water since the passage of Tropical Storm Raphael. St. Catherine Municipal Corporation awaiting funds from the local government ministry to start repairs on the Bushy Park Bridge in the parish. In news from the region, Senate in Barbados passes business reform bill aimed at reducing hurdles. On the international scene, according to senior advisor, President-elect Donald Trump will focus on achieving peace in the war in Ukraine rather than winning back territory. While in sports, British cycling legend Cavendish to retire on Sunday. The details after this. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has lamented the lengthy procurement process which prevented the repair of the Troy Bridge. The bridge straddles the border between northwest Manchester and South Trelawney. The Prime Minister says the government was restricted in its attempts to mobilize the resources for the project.
But there is another story to be told about this bridge. That is the length of time it takes for government to mobilize not just the financial resources, but the technical resources and the compliance in order to be able to mobilize the contractor who is here to actually get the work done. There are several steps for a project to be done, and we are not always able to circumvent those steps using emergency procedures. Indeed, the residents, many of whom are gathered around, would say that the destruction of the bridge is an emergency. But the rules that exist would say otherwise.
The Troy Bridge collapsed in December of 2021. To date, it remains unfixed. It's been a sore point for both Northwest Manchester MP Michael Phillips and former South Trelawney Representative Marisa Dalrymple Philibert. Both took the Prime Minister to task for the lengthy delays in repairing the critical infrastructure required by many students to go to school in a timely manner. However, Prime Minister Holness, speaking at the site of the collapsed infrastructure, which will cost approximately $230 million to repair, said the bridge could not be fixed through emergency procurement.
Because of the nature of the damage, which is the total destruction of the bridge, the cost to repair it, this bridge is going to cost in excess of $230 million to repair, so the level of expenditure is significant. But the nature of the expenditure as well, this would be considered capital works. And whenever the government undertakes capital works, there is a certain set of procedures that we must follow. And that is, one, we have to do a comprehensive study of the area to determine whether or not we can actually replace the bridge. In other words, we have to get the technical feasibility that a bridge can actually be built here.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Holness says the repair of the Troy Bridge is an example of the government investing in the country's infrastructure.
This bridge that we are putting up is the example of the government investing in replacing an aging infrastructure, and not 1 cent of it, the $230 million, is from borrowing. That is a major difference in Jamaica. If this happened 10 years ago, it is highly likely that 60% of what would have been spent here would have come from some form of borrowing. So that's a major change. The people of Troy will get their bridge in another 7 months, and they will be able to benefit from the convenience, and we hope that this will spur even greater economic activity and give greater convenience to the public.
Mr. Holness further stated that the reconstructed Troy Bridge is aimed at representing a new Jamaica.
But in the same way that Troy is a microcosm of the rest of Jamaica as it relates to aging infrastructure, this new bridge will be the symbol of the new Jamaica, where the government is investing in renewing, rebuilding, revitalizing, repairing, and reinstating our aged infrastructure. I ask the country to understand these are not issues that are created by my political party or by the political party of the Member of Parliament. It is the natural course of things.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Mayor of Spanish Town Norman Scott says they are awaiting funds from the local government ministry to start repairs on the Bushy Park Bridge in St. Catherine.
The bridge was washed away in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, and the council has made an estimate and submitted to the Ministry of Local Government. We are waiting for funding to start repairs.
This comes after the destruction of the original bridge by Hurricane Beryl in July. Residents have been forced to take long, costly, and sometimes dangerous journeys to get access to essential services and transport. Residents have built a makeshift warp bridge which can only support limited weight and shows the risk residents were taking. The makeshift structure was recently washed away by floodwaters associated with Tropical Storm Raphael. Frantic efforts were made on Friday to access a section of the Mackney land community in Westmoreland, which has been cut off by floodwaters since the passage of Tropical Storm Raphael. Council for the Little London Division, Ian Miles, says a fraction of the more than 300 households living in the area have not been seen or heard from for the past 3 days. The community is located approximately half a mile inward from the Little London Landilo Main Road. Councillor Miles says the depth of the water has posed a significant challenge.
So the further back you go, the deeper the water gets. And that's where we have the problem, because nothing can drive in it or will risk the chance of driving in it. So there is a challenge. Though all those persons who live beyond where we stopped, those persons by now, they're going to need assistance. It's 3 days now. It's something that needs great urgency. We are trying our end of our best.
Councillor Miles says several efforts to access the residents have been futile. He says the last resort is to get assistance from the Jamaica Defence Force, JDF.
The MLFS persons, they went there, the van cannot go beyond that, and the municipal corporation truck cannot go beyond that. The municipal corporation took a little boat yesterday that in itself was not sufficient to navigate the water going up. So the only other thing we can try now is to get the fire truck, the tender, and see if that is tall enough to go through that water. But outside of that, if that can't manage, then we probably have to get some assistance through airlifting of supplies for these persons out there.
Ian Miles, Council for the Little London Division. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in Cassava P. St. Andrew. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Friday and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Sunday, November 10. The boundaries of the curfew include from Grosvenor Heights to the intersection of Grosvenor Terrace and Constant Spring Road. From the intersection of Grosvenor Terrace and Constant Spring Road, along Constant Spring Road via Cassava Peace Road to the intersection of Mannings Hill Road and Clifton Boulevard. From the intersection of Clifton Boulevard and Mannings Hill Road to the intersection of Mannings Hill Road and Glen Drive. And from the intersection of Mannings Hill Road and Glen Drive to Grosvenor Heights. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized. And now to news from the region. The Senate on Friday in Barbados approved sweeping legislation to reshape the country's business landscape by establishing a new state agency to streamline business processes and protect intellectual property rights. The Business Barbados Bill, which garnered bipartisan support during Friday evening's debate, seeks to position the island as a more competitive business destination by reducing bureaucratic hurdles that have historically hampered both local and foreign investment. The legislation aims to create a more business-friendly environment through streamlined processes, enhanced intellectual property protection, and reduced administrative barriers for both domestic and international investors. To news now on the international scene. A senior advisor to President-elect Donald Trump says the incoming administration will focus on achieving peace in the war in Ukraine rather than winning back territory. Brian Lanza, a Republican Party strategist, told the BBC the Trump administration would ask Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky for his version of a realistic version of peace. And if President Zelensky comes to the table and says we can have peace. If we have Crimea, he shows to us that he's not serious, he said. Russia annexed the Crimea Peninsula in 2014. 8 years later, it launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine and has occupied territory in the country's east. Trump has already spoken to Zelensky since winning the US election. The pair held a phone call on Wednesday with billionaire Elon Musk also taking part. Let's now turn to sports. Britain's Mark Cavendish, the most successful sprinter in cycling history, will retire after racing in the Tour de France Criterium in Singapore on Sunday. The 39-year-old from the Isle of Man, who said in May that this season would be his last, broke the Tour de France record for stage wins with his 35th victory in July. Cavendish won the Road World title in 2011 and twice won the green jersey, awarded to the rider with the most points at the Tour. He has won 165 races since the start of his professional career in 2005, including 17 stages in the Giro d'Italia and 3 in the Vuelta a España, and received the knighthood in October. And now for a recap of the top stories making the news at this hour. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has lamented the lengthy procurement process which prevented the repair of the Troy Bridge. Frantic efforts made to access McNeil land in Westmoreland, which has been cut off by flood water since the passage of Tropical Storm Raphael. St. Catherine Municipal Corporation awaiting funds from the local government ministry to start repairs on the Bushy Park Bridge in the parish. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. Use us next at midday.
Factual, insightful, and credible. You've just heard Nationwide News Now at 9.
Jamaica, we are paving the way for prosperity. Under the Spark program, the government is investing over $40 billion to improve our community roads and infrastructure, smoother roads, safer travel, and a more efficient economy. That's what this investment means for you. Every mile we build is a step toward prosperity.
Brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica, how may I help you?
Hello, I'm a contractor and I'm interested in becoming a member of the IMAJ.
That's fantastic. Well, IMAJ offers a wide range of benefits to help you succeed in the construction industry.
Oh!
Industry-leading training and resources, networking opportunities, advocacy for your business interests, and exclusive discounts and benefits. Visit imaj.org.jm or call them at 876-926-7447. IMAJ, building a stronger future together.
Attention all data protection enthusiasts. Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM every Tuesday at 8:20 a.m. and Thursday at 8:25 a.m. for a new program, Data Protection Matters. Starting June 4, 2024, join us as we delve into crucial topics that will keep you informed and compliant. Data Protection Matters is hosted by Chuck Cameron, founder of Design Privacy, your trusted partner in data protection. Don't miss out. That's every Tuesday morning at 8:20 and every Thursday at 8:25 a.m. Stay protected, stay informed with Nationwide 90 FM and Design Privacy.
It's the IMAJ Seminar, The Business of Construction, Global Competitiveness in a Local Environment. Register today. Don't get left behind. Learn how to compete in the global construction market. Tune in to Cliffviews Online on Tuesday, November 19 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or visit the Jamaica Conference Center for the IMAJ Seminar. Learn about project financing, international management systems, labor productivity, and much more. Benefit from high-quality training, financial assistance, and understanding how to elevate standards in the construction industry. So tune in to Cliffviews Online Tuesday, November 19 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Catch Nationwide 90 FM broadcasting live from the IMAJ Seminar at the Jamaica Conference Center. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica.
Nakupenda pia, nakutaka pia, penzi wa.
Hey, got a minute? Your Sunday just got a whole lot better.
Yeah, baby.
This Sunday, November 10, from 1 to 2 p.m., the Mayor's Parlor will immerse you, our listeners, into the musical world of Quincy Jones. Did you know that Quincy Jones was the genius behind Michael Jackson's Thriller and Bad? Who's bad? And that's just scratching the surface. From his timeless classic Soul Bossa Nova, you might recognize it from the Austin Powers movies, to his incredible work on We Are the World. Quincy has shaped some memorable soundtracks of our time.
There comes a time.
Jones has also produced, composed, and arranged some of the biggest hits. We'll take you on a journey through his iconic projects, including classics from movies like The Color Purple and TV shows The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Now this is a story all about how my life
and Sanford and Son. So turn up the volume and let's groove to the Quincy Jones Hour during the Mayor's Parlor this Sunday, November 10 from 1 to 2 p.m. only on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Listen to Nationwide 90 FM on 90.1,
90.3,
90.7,
90.9.
or visit our Flow channel on a 916. To our valued listeners, for questions, comments, or concerns about our programs, email us at programs@nationwidenewsnetwork.com.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
The station that rules the nation.
It's Nationwide 90 FM on your radio.